home. We were on vacation and and this happens a lot with me. I'll see something that I really like and I'll think, where's that from? Or where do you think they got that from? And so we were staying at a rental and I asked David, like, where do you think this is from? And, I was looking at things, flipping them over. We actually asked the host where the mattress was from, which was the particular instance that I'm referring to when we were in Hawaii. And we thought to ourselves, other people must be asking the same question.
Hi, this is Pam Linton with Beyond the Listing. I'm a RE/MAX agent with RE/MAX Fine Properties, and today my guest is David and Nisha Franklin. They are the co-founders of From Ware, a kind of niche marketing where you can get curated. I believe you're going to be really excited about this and will be able to shop their business, and you're going to love it. So David and Nisha, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Pam. I'm Nisha. This is David, and we're the co-founders of From Ware. And From Ware is a platform that basically creates digital storefronts for short-term rentals, for boutique hotels, and interior designers and stagers can also have storefronts on From Ware. And that's really cool because it allows people to shop the space and be able to get the products that they're seeing in those designs and in those spaces for their own home. We were on vacation and this happens a lot with me. I'll see something that I really like and I'll think, where's that from? Or where do you think they got that from? And so we were staying at a rental and I asked David, like, where do you think this is from? And, I was looking at things, flipping them over. We actually asked the host where the mattress was from, which was the particular instance that I'm referring to when we were in Hawaii. And we thought to ourselves, other people must be asking the same question. Where is this from? Where is that from? So that's how our name From Ware came to be. And we did some research and we found that sure enough, people were asking that question and wanted to know. So
and then we found the domain fromware.com. So it was a magic moment.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea because I know all the time, I'm always like, well, where did they get this? Where is it? Where did they come from? As I told you earlier, that's why I became a real estate agent. I wanted to be able to go into a location and look at it and flip it over and see where did it come from? I want to be able to purchase. Where is it from? Exact reason.
Nice.
Yeah. So great idea.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the really neat, interesting thing about what we did too is we've set it up in such a way that all of these individuals get to earn from their designs and what they've brought to their rental or their boutique hotel. And so we do all the heavy lifting. We create the storefront once the company or individual becomes a member of Fromware, and then we maintain that storefront. And so there's very little effort from the owner or the host, and it just enables them to put a simple link in their guest communications or even embed the storefront on their own website. So if they're driving people to their own website, to their newsletter and socials, the storefront can be there as well. So we're pretty excited about the growth that we've seen and just kind of continue to keep iterating.
So I know when I was looking at your website that you had locations throughout the different states and you had homes in different states, different cities, and you had storefronts from different designers or different stagers, all sorts of different storefronts that you could look at. And it would give pictures and prices and pictures of everything. So do you have designers that come to you or do you go out and find them yourselves?
Yeah, a little bit of both. So, people can sign up on the website up in the top right and we can build their storefront digitally from kind of the pictures that they can give us and then also any of the information like receipts or any individual products that they want us to add. So we don't physically have to be there to create the storefront. And that's really allowed us to build these storefronts for various properties across the U.S.
Yeah. The cool thing too is the items that are listed on the storefront, it's completely up to the designer or the short-term rental host, whoever's storefront it is. They can tell us, look, we want to have these products. These are things that people ask us about, and this is what we want to include. And it can be any number of items. There's no like minimum or maximum. We see different types of items depending on what kind of storefront it is. For short-term rentals, we, more common items are maybe like linens because somebody really liked the sheets that they slept on. Versus like if it's an interior designer, maybe it's that like beautiful coffee table or couch.
Yeah.
Or so we see different items depending on what type of storefront it is.
Yeah, and I'll just add, we have about 100 or so different brand partnerships between our affiliate relationships, the trade programs, and also we're really excited about a bunch of wholesale opportunities that we have as well. And so, we can bring new products to designers, or if they already have some of those existing relationships, leverage that as well. So it's been exciting, and we've gotten to a scale now where if we don't have that relationship, it's pretty easy for us to onboard a new brand, a new product brand.
So do you have people that come to you now that you're getting bigger, or like let's say a layperson like me that'll come to you and say, I stayed at, this VRBO and I want to find out what this particular bed was, right?
Yeah.
Do you find that people are coming to you now to say, hey, can you find out what this is?
Yeah, it's a really good question. We haven't had that happen so much just yet. Really, what we're hoping is that hosts come to us when they're getting those questions so that we can build that storefront and they can monetize that recommendation. Because the host can earn up to between 2 to 20, 25% of the retail price of the item back to the host or the designer.
Okay, yeah. So that's how they make money then.
Yep, exactly.
You'll put it on the store, or the host will make some type of money from it as well.
Exactly. Yep.
And so that's it's wonderful. Kind of originally, when we were asking where something was from, and people were nice enough to tell us, they weren't getting anything out of it. It was just because we were asking and they were letting us know. But now we've been able to, put some, revenue or a commission behind that referral. So it's pretty cool. That maybe they were already recommending those products and now they're getting a little something out of that.
Yep, and they don't have to do anything with inventory or drop shipping or affiliate tracking. We take care of all of that on our side.
That's wonderful. Did you find the bed that you were looking for? The mattress?
Yeah, we did, and it was a local supplier in Hawaii, and it was a little bit pricey to ship, so we ended up not doing it. But we can tell you that a lot of people have been asking them, and so it's actually a great point. We need to go back and talk to that manufacturer now that we have a little bit more scale, and see about getting those beds back on. Awesome. Pam, thank you very much. It's like bringing the origin story back around. We need to get it done.
Well, you know what? If you're interested, From Ware, somebody else has got to be too. I had my favorite Marriott bed in Johnson City, and I didn't get it because the shipping, and they only ship in Johnson City, right? So Marriott bed. Never found another Marriott bed like that one. So
yeah, there's a lot of inspiration.
You like what you like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, what's
you
really
like what
cool.
You like.
Principle behind it too is this like experiential shopping where you're getting to test the things in real life and then get them for your own home. It's a different experience than just going and trying something for 5 minutes or looking at something. This way you're using it in your real life and then being able to get that for your own home. So it's a cool kind of.
Well, I think that's you're right, because I had a great experience. I want to bring that experience back to enjoy always, right? So I was talking with somebody yesterday. We were talking about school experiences. I will always go to this certain place because it reminds me of when I was, 17, 18 years old. So I will always go there and think of when I was 17, 18 years old. So From Ware, how did the backgrounds in your entrepreneur kind of help you to be able to start doing this with the operations and the branding and the storytelling of it all? You're, being a CEO and the COO, your entrepreneurship of it. So how did all of this help you to get this started?
Do you want me to take it first?
Yeah, go for it.
So I think that David and I have, very a different skill set. So for this particular thing, we're able to bring those together. He has a really strong operations background, and my background is in marketing and branding. So we're good at different things, and we kind of brought it all to the table, and that's kind of how we were able to move it forward. And I'll let you.
Yeah, I mean, I think, entrepreneurship is hard and it's not for everyone. And, a bunch of real estate agents out there are their own entrepreneurs out there, making it happen and having to do all these things as well. And so, I've watched some of them and learned from them and just try to continue to iterate. I was watching something last night that was a little bit motivating. It's about, you get knocked down and you have to get back up and keep moving. And, the true winners, as this quote goes, right, are the ones that get back up constantly. Entrepreneurship is a fun roller coaster ride.
It would kill my husband to not have the steadiness of his job that he has, and to have this job. It would just absolutely kill him every day not to have steadiness. So
not for everyone.
No, it is not.
It is not for everybody. So can you talk a little bit more about the design aesthetics, and how does that design actually impact the bookings and the guest loyalty in short-term rental markets, do you think?
Yeah, I'll take it real quick. And then Nisha, one of the things I think that we've seen and heard time and time again kind of in that short-term rental world is that, through COVID, there's a lot of people that figured they could just buy a short-term rental and it would make money. And so there was a little bit of an overbuying that happened. And so what ended up happening is really well-styled stays with, amenities and things along those lines are the ones that are still getting booked, and everyone else is kind of fallen by the wayside. And so there's a very big push in the industry to have, a well-designed, well-equipped, very thoughtful kind of design, because those are standing out in the pictures and standing out in the bookings when there's excess supply in certain areas.
Right, and it's driving repeat bookings and better customer reviews. And it's exactly that. And what we keep hearing is, good design isn't just, so it looks pretty, it's strategy now.
Yeah, I know when we look for a VRBO or, a short-term rental or whatever, we have a couple of specific things that we look for, right? And we will go back to the same ones over and over again just because they are very thoughtful in what they do, and it is the bed linens, it is the mattress, it's, the kitchen supplies that they have, or, the extra little blankets that they have sitting on the couch, or the comfy pillows, but, definitely well-stocked kitchens, well-stocked bathrooms, things like that. So it's just the thoughtful hominess that they have in a short-term rental. So it is that thoughtful, curated home feeling that they try to give on a short-term rental. So I agree with you on that. It'll keep people coming back over and over again. From Ware allows guests to shop the design elements and they experience during the stay. So turning these properties into shoppable spaces creates new passive income opportunities for the property owners. And you talked about it was probably about 25%. So do most owners receive more than that? I guess it depends on how much they put into the store shop.
Yep. So it's really not about it's really what they put into the storefront as much as it is them making sure to market that storefront.
I think that's maybe what she meant, like the effort that they put into it.
Exactly.
Okay,
so the effort's not.
Okay.
Yeah. The not in building it per se, right? Because we take care of all of that. The effort is, making sure that is in their guest communications, the check-in, check-out instructions, making sure that the 1/2x11s in the welcome binder with the QR code. We don't want to put QR codes all over the house. That's not what we do, but we want to make it as easy as possible for guests to get to that storefront and for that link to be shared with those guests. And that's really where it comes from. And then again, it really kind of depends on the product. Some of your smaller ticket items are, Amazon kind of affiliates, about 2% commission, but larger ticket wholesale items can generate up to about 20-25% commission for the host. So it really kind of depends on the product and depends on that marketing effort, but we take care of all the rest.
Yeah. The more seamless that we can make the process for people to get to the storefront, the better. So we try and equip, whether it's, interior designers who have the storefront or short-term rental hosts or boutique hotels that custom QR code, and we give them the messaging and things that they need to help drive people to their storefront.
So when I flip over and I'm staying there and I flip over that candle or that lamp or whatever, it has the QR code that I can go on and take a look at. Or
No, we don't we don't put
welcome
QR codes
binder.
or anything. Yeah, exactly. It's in that binder and that check-in instructions.
It's in that binder, or sometimes there's like instructions with like Wi-Fi and some like really basic things, maybe like in a little frame. The QR code is in there.
Yeah,
as well.
if you liked anything during your stay, check out our storefront on From Ware, and it has the QR code there.
To be fair, though, we have very little control once, it's in somebody's home. So, I mean, maybe they are putting QR codes on multiple things, but, our recommendation is to have it kind of in the binder or, tastefully placed somewhere.
Okay. Well, then that makes more sense to me instead of...
Although I still flip things over. I find myself doing that in places.
Yeah, I'm always going to be that person. So guest expectations have evolved, needing a space to finding or wanting a curated experience. What trends are you starting to see now?
Yeah.
I think just in general, you kind of touched on this when you said you're booking the same place over and over again because you love it. People aren't just looking for any old place to stay. They want to stay somewhere that they know is great. They want to be wowed, like now beyond just like a normal hotel room. If people are looking for a short-term rental, they're looking for an experience. They're looking for a game room. They're looking for some cool outdoor thing. It's, not just like, oh, I just need a place to crash.
Yeah. And I think, you kind of hit on it too, in terms of that, like repeat direct booking. There's a lot of effort being made to make sure that the guests are coming back to not only particularly maybe that one property, but, all the properties that they manage or all the properties that they own. And so, we're trying to help a little bit with that, because as people come back to that storefront, they're then able to kind of go back to that listing as well and make that booking. And so that's really where I think, a lot of folks are really like putting in that effort for that repeat direct kind of booking business from the awesome experience that the guest has had.
Yeah. I don't mind spending just a little bit of extra money if I'm going to get those things, right? To make it an awesome stay.
Exactly.
Because, it's your time. It's your time away from home, right? And you want it to be an awesome time away from home. So, well, and I guess we already talked about it, kind of what role does interior design play and on the short term. How can host effectively leverage professional design expertise? And I guess we kind of already talked upon that as well, right?
Yeah, the first thing is to come to fromware.com and check out our best interior designers. But, a lot of those listings that we created are people who specialize kind of in that boutique and short-term rental space and have experience there. So we're really proud about the effort and the amount of work that we put into those listings and that methodology. So I think that really helps. But yeah, it's all about, creating that great.
So how many designers do you think you have right now?
So,
and are they throughout the states?
Yeah, throughout the states. So the best interior design section, I believe, has, I don't want to quote the number wrong, I want to say like 110 or 120 states, in the hundreds, different states. And so we researched, I'd say probably close to 50 to 100 designers in each one of those cities. And then we took the top 8 to 10 and published those as kind of like the top interior designers in that city. And so we're pretty proud about the work that we did for that and what we've published there. And so people can go check out that section and see if they're up there.
And if they would like to be considered for Fromware, what would they need to do?
Yeah, so there's a sign up button right there. And so that's the start of the process. And then we go through our methodology. We don't accept just anyone. We want to make sure that we're accepting the best of the best. And so the process really starts by registering with us. And then we do a review, and then we offer different packages in terms of what that designer would like to do with us, whether it's the storefront or be listed on the directory or even potentially being listed closer to the top of that directory.
Okay. So that's what you do for like your designers, your stagers and such. Now, if you would like to be listed for one of the short-term rentals, would that be the same process?
Yep. Exactly. Same exact process. When we got started out, we were actually building a lot of the storefronts for free, but now we do charge a very small amount fee annually just to kind of maintain the store and keep that going. But exactly right. If you go to fromware.com and up at the top, it says sign up. You can actually pick from there if you're an interior designer or if you're a host or a boutique hotel or maybe all three. And that's really how you get started in the process.
That's awesome. So how long
Yeah.
does it normally take you to build a storefront?
So it usually takes us a little bit longer than a day, but the turnaround time can be a couple different days. And there's usually a little bit of back and forth too with the host if there's certain items that they want us to take down or they want to add. So I would say within about a week, we usually get that storefront live.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what is the fee that you normally charge?
Yeah. So
I'm
our
assuming
basic.
it's different.
It's pretty similar on the storefront side. So our basic membership is $99 a year.
Wow, that's amazing. That's not very much at all.
We think so too. I'm glad you like it.
I was expecting something totally different. So
No.
$99 a year to have a storefront, and you get to decide what you put in it. You guys get you guys for $99 a month, and you get a storefront, and it's basically you make anywhere from 2 to 25% on what you put in.
Exactly.
The other thing I also like to mention is that we are real people. And, our team builds the storefronts and, we manage them and we help with the customer service. And
yeah, and the last thing I'll mention is, for that basic membership at $99 per year, we offer pretty substantial discounts if you have multiple properties. We do have some property managers who have, 50 plus properties. And so we're happy to talk about really significant discounts for
bundled multiple
for scale
locations.
like that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, is that the same price for, let's say, if I was a boutique hotel, would that be basically about the same price as well? Yeah.
Exactly, for the storefront. Yep. And then our other membership packages kind of include more review and inclusion on our best of sections, and then also some additional add-ons in terms of additional media exposure opportunities.
Yep, and visibility just like through the directory as well.
Yeah, it's been really interesting. Nisha found a McKinsey study that was basically saying that, in this age of AI and being found on these chatbots, only about 5 to 10% of your ranking in those chatbots is coming from the content on your own site. A majority of it's coming from external sources like podcasts and being listed on different directories. And so it's really interesting to see people's desire to be included on a curated directory like ours.
Yeah. Well, AI is great, but it's never going to replace this. Right.
100%, right? But it will get that initial phone call to you. So, but yeah, it's been it's been pretty crazy to see some of the stuff that AI has been doing and all that change.
You know what? My husband's a geek and he loves AI.
Yeah,
for sure. He tells me about it all the time, and I'm like, "Oh, you're so cute." So, but he loves it. It's just a difference between. But this is all really, really wonderful. I love the outlook of the future of this for you guys and where you're going to take it. I would love to see, especially because I stage all my houses that I do. I just think it's so important for a home to be, ready, just to be perfect when it goes on the market. I would love to see maybe something in the future, because I use a stager for all my homes, something in the future when it comes to staging a home, because people do look, maybe see something like this in the future for homes that are for sale, not just in the new homes, but maybe something like for resale as well.
We'd love to create one for you, because we do that already today, and we'll get that all set up, and you can let us know what it looks like and how it's being used and what people think about it.
Yeah, we'd love to get your feedback too. So.
100%.
I'll get my stager involved with you guys, not me, but
if you can make the introduction, that would be great.
Yeah,
we can.
We'll have them sign up, and we'll be off to the races. So just put your name in the referral so we know where they came from. We have a nice little referral program as well.
Well, anybody, I love to help anybody get their business out there, because I think that's so important to help other people be successful, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Where do you see the intersection of hospitality, design, e-commerce evolving? What opportunities should owners be paying attention to now?
You want me to take that?
Yeah.
Well, I think From Ware kind of brings all of those things together, right? So we have the storefronts, we have the best of interior designers and, boutique hotel lists. We're trying to, help drive direct bookings for both of those as well, or I guess new clients and direct bookings. And then, we're a shoppable platform. So we're kind of like this whole bundle, and it's really cool because we kind of are at that intersection of hospitality, of design, and of e-commerce. So
yeah,
it's a cool place to be.
It is. And it's really fun to see kind of the new brands that we're partnering with in terms of their products as well. Like, I'm a big fan of what you did with Costa Nova. And I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about that.
Well, I get the feeling that you and I are similar, that we just like design. And we talked about, going into open houses and looking at things. So I've always loved that. Recently David and I went to market in Vegas to check out, what's going on in furniture and home goods and decor. So we met with a lot of brands there, which was cool to bring them on board and, have our users have access to them as well. And what did you want me to talk about specifically?
I think that was great.
Okay, so
yeah, and so those brands are also shoppable on the platform, and so I'm a big fan and looking forward to some new plates around the house and our different places, but. You can definitely check those out as well.
It's challenging because being around all of these things, I'm like, ooh, this is really nice. We should get something like this. Like, I'm always seeing like the new furniture lines and the trends and all of these things come out now. So I'm always looking.
Yeah. My husband hates it when I'm out showing, because I come home and I'm like, we should do this, and he's like,
yeah, exactly. 100%.
He's like, no, not again.
Get this. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I don't want you out looking at new homes anymore, for sure. Or we should move. We should sell this house and move to another. Yeah, so. Well, if people were going to find you and they wanted to check out your website, I know it's www.fromware.com, but if they wanted to, are you on Facebook or Instagram or anything else? If they wanted to check you out, where would they go?
Good question. So it's not confusing. Yes, our website is fromware.com. And then on social, so on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, we are at Fromware Finds. So Fromware and then Finds, Finds.
I love it. So as we're coming to a close, is there anything left that you have to say?
Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Pam, for having us. Yeah, for having us. I really appreciate the exposure, and, go entrepreneurs and all the crazy roller coaster rides that we're all on. So
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I have nothing to add. Just thank you so much.
Yeah, I love it. So anyways, you can find David and Nisha and www.fromware.com and check them out. They've got some really great storefronts, and they've got a real niche that if you haven't checked it out, go on and check it out now. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
There's always more happening beyond the listings. Stick around and catch the next episode for real talk and insights that help you move smarter and farther in real estate.